There's growing momentum in the movement to push back against transgender activism. Last night, the South Dakota House passed a bill that would prevent doctors from treating gender-confused children with hormones and sex reassignment surgery. It's the first state in the nation to take action on such an issue. The ACLU is promising to fight back in court if the bill passes. On the sports front, female athletes are also pushing back. They're opposed by transgender activists who want boys and men that identify as female to be able to compete against them. At the high school level, there's growing concern that young women don't have a chance when it comes to trans athletes. In Connecticut, for instance, 2 boys identifying as girls hold 15 state championship track titles. In Washington, 7 GOP lawmakers are sponsoring a bill to level the playing field. Heather Sells joins us now with more. Heather.
Yes, Mark, the House bill would deny Title IX funding to women's sports that allow biological males to compete. It is part of a new movement that is pushing back against transgender activists. These activists say that it is discrimination if sports authorities don't allow trans athletes to compete in their preferred gender. The debate over transgender rights is playing out at high schools across the country. The problem for female athletes, when they have to compete against male athletes, they're outmatched. Connecticut is one of 17 states that allow this to happen with no restrictions. Unlike the NCAA, these athletes don't even have to take hormones that suppress testosterone. Track athlete Selena Sowell faced these trans athletes her freshman year.
And once the gun went off, the 2 transgender athletes took off flying and left all of us girls in the dust. I knew right then and there that some girls would be missing out on great opportunities to succeed.
Sowell and Alana Smith, both considered elite track talent, are up against 2 trans athletes who've taken 15 Connecticut state championship titles from females in just the last 2 years.
It's not about that they are transgender, it's about that it's not fair to everybody else in our category because we know that they have a physical advantage over us, and sports is something that should be fair.
Sowell and Smith are fighting back with a Title IX discrimination complaint. They want the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference to revise its rules on trans athletes. In the meantime, lawmakers in 9 other states are trying to level the playing field with bills such as requiring athletes to compete in the gender stated on their birth certificate. Activists like the ACLU call that discrimination, saying individuals should have the right to compete in their preferred gender. Alliance Defending Freedom attorney Matt Sharp argues it's about fairness for biological females.
Everyone knows that there are biological differences between males and females. And the whole reason we have laws like Title IX that protect opportunities for females was in response to these realities.
Some conservative campaign strategists plan to use the issue in 2020, calling transgender sports weak ground for progressives.
We're looking forward to using this issue in really important elections such as Michigan and Georgia, North Carolina. These states are going to be crucial not just to the presidency, but also to keeping the Senate. And the voters there are very normal, they're very fair-minded, and they're going to be voting on issues like this.
It's a potential fight affecting anyone who cares about the future of women's sports. And Mark, this issue really has the ability to make a dramatic impact on athletes of all ages and their families.
Heather, it's interesting because women's sports really have grown since Title IX was established, and now the future seems so uncertain.
Right. Title IX was established in 1972, and the Women's Sports Foundation, which was founded by tennis star Billie Jean King, says that there has been almost a 1,000% increase in the number of women playing high school sports, plus a 500% increase at the college level, but that is all on the line right now.
Where do you think this legislation might go?
Well, in Washington, there's no movement in the Senate right now, and Democrats control the House, so it's hard to imagine this bill going anywhere. But we will be watching to see where it goes at the state level and if more states take this issue on.
All right. Thank you, Heather, for that.